Hi there, vinyl community. I just wanted to say thank you for everybody that entered this competition to win the uh, Robert Forster um, album. And all of you, if you would like to send me your address via email or some way of getting in touch with me, I will send you some sort of a prize or something, just anything really that I think would be appropriate to you, even if it's just like a compilation CD or something. So thanks for entering. I've got the questions here that you asked, so I'll try my best to answer them for you. So Doug, my mate Doug said, do I prefer listening to analog or digital music? Well, I guess before a certain 2000 and something, it was analog music. But I think if I couldn't do without music and you could only get digital music, it would be that. But I would definitely prefer analog, in the perfect house room with the perfect setting, with the perfect chair. Um, yeah, well, it would be analog really, but as you know, Doug, life doesn't always dictate that. So, well, and I know as well, So, yeah, hope that answers your question. Um, let's see. Rob from Boston, hi Rob, said, if you could flash back in time and see one artist or band that you never saw and always wanted to, who would it be? Well, it would definitely be really the Beatles, to be honest with you. I don't know what period. I guess maybe early on, even in like the Cavern Club, I would have thought. But I have another period of time I would like to go back to because I had a friend that broke his leg and gave me, or rather, I had to pay for his Glastonbury ticket in 1998. And I went down there with some people, and it rained. It rained a lot, and it became a brown quagmire with large puddles all around our tents, and it started flooding. So, in the end, me and this other guy that I went with, I don't know whether we just didn't fancy it or what at the time, but after I think 2 days, I think the Thursday night we'd been there and there hadn't been many bands or much going on. Friday afternoon, I went to see Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band. Now I remember that, and that was great, and that's sort of the person that you would never get to see again because I nearly saw Buddy Guy once, and he cancelled. This was a long, long time ago, like early 1990s. Um, I don't know if he's still alive or not, but the moment had gone, I suppose. Anyway, the only other person I saw as we had packed our tent up away in the dark was Catatonia in the distance. So I went back just now and found 10 people from Glastonbury 1998 that I would really have liked to have seen. So this is for you, Rob. Okay, so I would really like to have seen Bob Dylan, and he's still alive, so I suppose I could. Uh, this is has a English, or rather an American export sticker, I guess that is. Yep. So number one, Bob Dylan, I'd like to have seen. Number two, a band called Catherine Wheel, who I have seen a few times, but I would like to have seen them again. I don't know if they are still together or if the solo singer still does stuff. Forget his name now. Number three, I would, on this festival, which I didn't stay at, I would like to have seen the Chemical Brothers. This is a 12-inch. Um, even I noticed with an old address of mine, they used to send you these postcards when the single was or something was coming out, so that you knew. You used to like sort of fill in a card, send it off, and then you would be on the mailing list. So third person would have been Chemical Brothers. Fourth, Autekra. This is on the Warp label, as you can see. This was a single or a promo or something that was released because of the criminal justice bill in United Kingdom that came out. These tracks do not contain repetitive beats for a reason. Okay, so that's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I've ever seen Moby. I can't remember, but I'd like to have seen Moby. Even if it would have been like Greatest Hits or Play, or I think maybe even his very dancey period. Yeah. 6. I've seen Julian Cope, but I would like to have seen Julian Cope. This is Peggy Suicide's album. I don't think I've seen Blur, but I would like to have seen Blur, so that is number 7. This is a promo to a single called Pop Scene that was a hit in UK, top 40, wasn't on an album. This is when I worked in the record shop and I got this. I don't know how many of them there are, but it's got to be moderately collectible, I would have thought. It's just one-sided actually, the other side's just blank. 8. I've never seen Sonic Youth. I would like to have seen Sonic Youth, or would still like to see Sonic Youth in whatever guise they were coming. Number 9, I have seen Saint Etienne, but I would like to have seen them. I mean, some of these people you want to have seen again, just purely because they changed in their career from the time that you saw them in. I think they're still touring occasionally, like a lot of bands. So that was 9. And number 10, I think I'd like to have seen Portishead. So that would have been number 10. So I hope, Rob, that answers your question quite extensively. Whether I cheated or not with the answer, I don't know. Working Class Vinyl. What is the oldest record that I own for longer than 10 years, but I've never grown tired of listening to, even if I go months without hearing it, and why? Well, just because this band that I really like, called The Church, I would say that I wouldn't want to go without my Starfish album. It's just the second copy I've had of it. Not just Under the Milky Way, but just I think all the tracks actually. I think, and just the sequence of them, and the sound, and the feel, and the warmth on an analog recording, Doug. Yeah, I think I would really like to put that into my album, but I would want to take with me to wherever I would go. Yeah. Next question was from John Bellamy. Yeah, I'm not laughing at you. I was just laughing at something else. What album, John Bellamy asks, would I play to make it a better day? So I had a little think about this, and I thought, I haven't heard this for a while, but I don't know if it's comedy or what, or just, I would like to take at the end of a repeated dose of, at the end of a bad day, They Might Be Giants Flood, not just for the singles, but for all the random little tracks that are on here. I don't know that it's the most bizarre concept album released, or if the songs were made to be on a theme and to all go together, but I sort of think that they do. And yeah, I remember when I first bought this, I didn't like it. It was just, you bought it because of the hit, and I suppose you just grow to love some things after a little while. We're all now most of us probably old enough to realise that we can go back and like things that we didn't like, and then other stuff is just awful now, and even the cheesy things that you still like, sort of cringe-worthingly, they're just quite bad, aren't they? Really. Anyway, so final question that somebody asked me, I sort of decided would be the winner, but so I'd still like to give a prize to any of you other people if you want me to send you if you want to send me your email with, or some way of getting me your address. Anyway, yeah. So Vinyl Richie and also Dixieland Farm made comments about Hank Williams in the video. But Vinyl Richie, hello, and good to see your videos. And it took me a while to sort of latch onto you, actually, to be honest. But I really like your videos, and just like a lot of people, just talking, and you sort of sometimes click with people even if you don't really write to them much or whatever, really. Anyway, he asked, what one thing would I draw from the Robert Forster gig, and could I draw it for him? So I'm guessing you don't want my bad drawing on the back of the album I'd like to send you. But if you remember Robert Forster gig I went to before Christmas, and he drew, I asked him what one thing would he draw on the back of this album for me that would remind me, or rather reminded him of it, and he said it was the light. It was like this sort of circular light on a sort of a iron metal sort of thing coming down from the ceiling with maybe like 5 or 6 candles on it, and then like maybe only 3 or 4 of them were lit, which I noticed. I don't know whether he noticed me looking at it or what. Anyway, the main thing I remember from the gig, okay, my drawing is not good. Okay, one of the main things I remember anyway from it was his very crisp white clean shirt and his suit. He also had very white hair, which he didn't used to have. I don't have much white hair now. What there is of it, it's not. I don't let it grow. Like he had a good full crop of hair. So you'll have to forgive me for this picture I've done of Robert Forster. Oh no, wrong way. Sorry. There we go. So there's my drawing of him. I have to say it looks uncannily nothing like him. And the way he's playing the guitar, it looks like he's holding it with a string, with the strings or something. Anyway, I'm sorry to say it. No, it looks nothing like him. It looks, well, you could write below now who you think that looks like. I'm not quite sure. It sort of looks like a mutant between Robbie Williams and maybe Shane MacGowan of Pogues. Yeah, some sort of like horribly disfigured mixture of people that has been mixed in a petri dish or something, and rather nastily is playing what would seem to be a guitar of some sorts. Anyway, so this album is for you. If you can send me your email with its address on it, maybe just send me a message or something to work out how to do that. I've never worked out really how people do that. I've had a few people's addresses and a bit of contact, but if you can't work out how to do it, or don't get it, then I will just, after a week or two, send you my email so we can hook up and stuff. Okay, that's it for this episode. I haven't done an update for February yet. I don't know whether I will, or what my next video or videos will be, but I hope everyone's okay. Yeah, and just again to say thanks for replying, and yeah, if you could send me your address, or John Bellamy, if you could send me your new address, that would be great. and thanks for watching. Okay, see you soon. Bye.